We are live with Dwayne Johnson's Tequila, Teremana. Notes of bright citrus with a smooth, fresh finish. Dwayne Johnson's signatures on the back of every bottle. I don't know if we can get a close-up of that. You can kind of see the signature there. Maybe if I put it right in the middle. No, it's not going to recognize it. It wants to focus on my face, but you can kind of see a signature there. Mana, Gratitude, and Tequila. That's what this is all about. Is that your family label, Belloc? Ah. Oh, I grew up with this stuff. No, actually, it's brand new from what I understand. So, happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. How are things going? These are tasty. So, we're sipping on Dwayne Johnson's tequila. Hope everybody's doing well. This is definitely a sipping tequila. You don't need to take a shot of this. This is really good. Doesn't need anything. Doesn't need a lime. Doesn't even need salt. You could add salt to it if you want to, but this is good stuff. It almost seems like it would be a waste to put it in a margarita. Can we budget the show for some napkins? Yes, I have a napkin. Here we are. Thank you. Margarita on the rocks. Ooh, we can do that. What are the chances that I just happen to have a shaker ready? I came prepared. Now, I already have my margarita stuff in there. So I have my lime. It's just like lime juice, like fresh squeezed lime juice. I didn't want to bring the lime in here because it gets all sticky and everything. I did bring the garnish though. So we'll garnish it with this guy afterwards. Then we are going to put in our tequila. And then of course we have the other ingredient in a margarita, which is triple sec, but that's in there already. So anyway, we're going to put in some Dwayne Johnson tequila. Now, generally you put in about 2 ounces in here. So we're going to, that's about 1.5 ounces. We're going to make it a little strong tonight. There we go. Perfect. Now, the most important thing when you make your margaritas at home is that you shake it. Do not stir it. It has to be cold. Babish learned this. And by the way, Binging with Babish did an amazing episode today with H. John Benjamin. He plays Archer, and they put sour mix in his margarita. There's a famous joke there, but he actually had him on the show. So you want to shake this for about 20 seconds. 20 seconds of shaking. That's a lot of dead air time, but this is live, so, you know, you get to deal with it, I guess. Kari says, I love alcoholic cooking shows. I don't know if I'm an alcoholic, but this is not really cooking. And then we pour it in. Now, some people strain a margarita. I just don't want to waste the ice and everything, and since I'm in this little studio, I'm going to squeeze this lime in there a little bit, just right on the side. A little garnish. Generally, you don't squeeze the actual garnish, but, you know. Waste not, my friends. Waste not. I'm going to keep it. And here's my margarita. Cheers, everyone. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Oh, that's good. It's really smooth, really delicious. So definitely want to try that. So here we are. Check out. We can do FaceTime calls now if you'd like. We can set it up and you can call in, or I can call you, and we'll have you on the show in place of, I don't know what his name is anymore. Oh, we got one question. Let's see. Oh, how is Al from Disney Quest? How did you know it was Al? Al, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while. I'm doing great, buddy. Yeah. How's life? It's going pretty well. I'm happy to be here and everything. Seems like you seem to be happy. What are you doing for the holiday today? You having any fun? Anything different than normal? No, I've just been hanging out here. Yep. I got some stuff in my snake. You have some stuff in your snake. Do you say that often? No, I mean my mug here. Okay, Al. Thank you. I appreciate you being on the show. So, anyway, tell me about your week. We heard that Shanghai Disneyland is opening up next Monday. That's a big deal, right? I think a lot of you like Shanghai Disneyland. How's our audio coming through? Is it a little loud? I think we're about right. Is that better? Yeah, that should be better. I think we were hearing some extra feedback there. We also have sound effects too. I can make everybody applaud. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, aren't you sweet? Yes. We're going to get back to the comments here. See how things are going. Christopher said, I'm not definitely broadcasting okay. Am I okay now, Christopher? I hope I am. The broadcast should be okay now. Perfect audio, Robbie said. Okay, great. That's wonderful. Audio's half of it. Now if you can just see me okay. In fact, you probably shouldn't see me okay because I look better that way. I don't think I need the monitor in right now, so we're going to hide the monitor for a little bit. I'm going to get a better one eventually, so, but I'll pull that out in case I can't hear me or something. So, hey Liam, how are you? We're drinking Dwayne Johnson's tequila. For those of you who are just joining us, it's quite good. We're also eating some chips and salsa. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad we're back. Okay. Hi, Bree. Hello. How are you? We're drinking Dwayne Johnson's tequila tonight. What can I say except you're welcome? I hope I don't have to pay a royalty now. I'm sorry, Disney. I do care. How are you, Liam? I don't know if I'm the best professor at Rosen. There's a lot of really great professors. But I do care about your growth, and I hope you're doing well. So, Liam Ellis, who's watching this, I actually went to, gosh. He was good friends with a student I used to call Harambe in the class, because he introduced himself as Harambe one day. I think he even wrote it on his nameplate. And that name just stuck for him. But yeah, I saw Liam. I actually went to one of his concerts downtown. It was really cool. Yeah. Josh Page. Wow. Hi, Josh. Sorry, I shouldn't eat during a show because you hear crunching noises in the microphone and all that. But don't do what I do. Do what I tell you. Here's a moment to think with my pipe. Yes, this is how you hold a pipe. Gag, 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 gag. Yes, Harambe's name is actually Jared. He's not Harambe, but Harambe was like the thing that year. Does anyone remember Harambe? Everybody forgets about that. I'm not talking about the landed animal kingdom. I mean the gorilla. Kari, there's no fitness segment today. I'm sorry. We have a disco segment, though. Here's the disco. Hey, look at that. We have a live spinning disco ball. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Aw. It just spins and spins. Yep. But, yes, life goes on over here. It looks like City Walk might even reopen next week. Attractions Magazine posted a story, I think yesterday, about City Walk potentially reopening at Universal in Orlando. So we might actually get that. I actually went out to the Simon Mall today. Simon is a mall owner, and they own a lot of the malls in Orlando. I went to the Premium Outlets on International Drive. There were about maybe 20 or 30 people there total. 6 stores, maybe 10 stores open, if you include the kiosks out in the walkways. A lot of the stores were requiring masks. The only restaurant that was open, there was a Five Guys that was open, and these guys that were selling mango juice, I think. Yeah. Certificate for heavy machinery. You can do like build a construction site or something, or work on a construction site. That's kind of cool. Liam, I'm sorry that the Miami Music Week isn't happening. So it's difficult. It's difficult for a lot of people right now. So I'm off for the summer at Rosen because we're not really, well, we are teaching some classes, but I'm not teaching this summer. So I think a lot of us are, there's not a whole lot of demand this summer for teaching, so we don't have enough classes. So, but, you know, if they give me a call and say, hey, teach a class, I'll be like, yeah, sure, let's do it. But we're actually gearing up to, at the very least, teach our classes mixed mode for the fall. Almost everything will at least be mixed mode. If not, it's possible we could be online in the fall, too. We're not sure yet, so. Hello, Michael Schneider. Cheers to you. Thanks for joining the show. I hope you're enjoying your Cinco de Mayo. Hey, Blake. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. We're just kind of drinking Dwayne Johnson's tequila tonight. And we have a bowl of salsa. Help yourself. Some chips. These are Tostitos scoops, which is my favorite type of chip because they have a fine salt on them and they're scoops and you can scoop the salsa right in. I'm glad you still use the skills. I need some more even lighting on my moon, I'm realizing. My moon is not quite lit evenly. I don't know, lighting is expensive, man. So we'll see if we get any even lighting on the moon. Maybe in the future. Yes, this is the tequila from the rock, not Alcatraz, but Dwayne Johnson. There are many different rocks that exist, but yes. Teremana. Michael Scott Schneider, you have met Dwayne Johnson, I believe, when used to cover sports. And you actually got to see him box, if I'm not mistaken. How was Dwayne Johnson as a person? Cool guy. I guess I'm supporting him by buying his tequila. I'm not being paid, you know, to market his tequila or anything. This is just, you know, something that's here. So, yes, it's absolutely worth it. I would buy this tequila even if it wasn't Dwayne Johnson's tequila. It is very affordable in terms of price. I find it very smooth. It has a hint of citrus. It doesn't have that burning sensation that you get with a lot of lower quality tequilas after you drink it. It still tastes like tequila, don't get me wrong. So if you don't like tequila, don't buy this. Unless you just want to, you know, get the bottle and go get Dwayne's autograph somewhere and have him sign the bottle for you. I don't even know if he does that, so, but it's pretty good. So I don't think you need to put it in a margarita, though. You know, it's good on its own. So let's see. Oh yes, it does come in a gold version. So this is the clear version, white tequila, but it does come in a gold version. And this I think retails for around $30 to $40, depending on your liquor store and the taxes in your neighborhood and everything like that. This one was in my local liquor store already, but I have a really awesome liquor store that's nearby. So it's, you know, sometimes it's difficult to get stuff like this, and they said it's been selling really well. So they were actually out of the larger bottles when I was there. So. It sells well. And they were also if we're talking about celebrity celebrity booze, they were completely out of Ryan Reynolds' Aviation Gin. What are you going to do? Of course, I have a ton of John Lasseter's wine, so that's another celebrity drink. If you've ever been over to my place, I have a ton of John Lasseter wine. So it's not really John Lasseter. Don Julio, 1942. Yes, I have a bottle of that. I actually have it signed by Don Julio. So it's I don't want to open it because it's been signed, so it's just kind of sitting there. But yes, Don Julio, 1942, an amazing tequila. Maybe I should have opened it. I don't know. Let me know if you think I should open it in the comments. But you know, it's signed. It's probably a collector's item, you know, so I'm not sure I want to open it. Jillian, welcome to the show. Glad you're watching. So if you don't know, if this is your first time tuning in, I do this maybe about once a week right now. I'm going to try to do it more often now that I have a much more practical setup. It's easy for me just to get on and start talking about anything at this point. I can actually even do phone calls. If you want to call in, let me know in the comments. We'll put you on the show. We can do that right now. It's pretty simple. Liam said save it. Okay, I'll save it. No, he's not the guy from Zorro. Chips are good. Chips are really good. Do I think Disney Springs will open? Oh gosh. You know, Disney Springs is a different duck than City Walk. They have a lot of individual businesses there that might be able to twist Disney's hand, but Disney's going to be super cautious on this. It's just my opinion. Was talking to someone who was in touch with Duncan Dixon. He was the head of casting for Disney a while ago. And Duncan seems to think that whatever happens in China, just add 6 to 8 weeks to that, and you can pretty much repeat over here. Because they want to see how well China goes. And if it doesn't go well, then it'll happen over here, you know, same way. They won't even do it. But as long as China goes well next week, I mean, you'll see things opening. And China opened up their Disney town fairly successfully. So, Brian Goldstein says, treat it like the country, keep it closed. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we're not going to be opening any Don Julio 1942 tonight. But that's okay. That's okay. Everybody say hi to Al from Disney Quest. How's it going, everybody? I'm Al from Disney Quest. I need tequila. Where's my tequila? Why do I... Ow, ow, ow. That kind of hurts. There we go. Yeah, I'm not feeling so great. Help me. Al kind of fell apart there. So Al just... What am I going to do with him? So at least he seems to be happy most of the time. If anyone, you know, out there knows robotics, I need some help with Al. Al has some major issues. So, going to bed, Jillian. Okay, good night. Cheers. Have a good evening. Let's see if we got anything else going on YouTube. Any other YouTube-y comments? Nope, nothing else. Not on YouTube, anyway. Looks like people like watching this show on Facebook more than YouTube, which is interesting. If you haven't gone on YouTube and subscribed, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. That'll give you notification when I do this. I'm just youtube.com/BillZanetti. I thank everyone that you know, got me to 100 subscribers. So cheers to you. I appreciate that. Here's to the next 100 or 1,000 or wherever I'll end up. Brian Goldstein says, I disagree. China follows directions far better than what we do. They can handle social distancing and mask and temperature checks. We won't. No, I don't think that's what Duncan was saying. I think they want to see how well China handles something, and then after they handle it well, they'll try it out here, and then we'll see how we handle it. And then if we don't handle it as well, they'll go back. But then they'll look at how China handles the next thing, and then it'll go back. It'll be this back and forth thing. So, yeah, I agree. you know, in China, you do what you're told, otherwise you disappear. So, Liam says, have I kept up with Westworld? Yes, I have. I am all caught up on Westworld. I don't know if any of the people watching this have been able to catch up with Westworld yet, though, so I don't want to spoil the ending. So, but yes, I could not wait. I did watch the finale of Westworld, and it was good. It was really good. So, I got you hooked on it from class, yeah. Blake says China's a canary in the gold mine. Yeah, it seems like it right now. But I think they're going to be pretty cautious over there. If Disney does open up, do you think it'll be profitable for them, or do you think they'll take a financial bath in the red? Well, I listened to the financial conference call they had yesterday, the report. Their revenue is already down for that last quarter, and it's going to be way down for Parks and Resorts this quarter. Because that doesn't include, you know, most of it. So the reports for the next quarter are going to be really dismal as it is. They did announce that they're going to, you know, postpone major construction projects that haven't started yet. They're going to postpone a lot of refurbishments. They're not going to postpone any required maintenance, though, which is good. You know, if it's safety related, it'll still happen. But anything that's not safety related, it's probably going to get postponed. But that also means they're going to keep things clean, and they're going to work on their cleanliness standards, and that probably needs to be done in the rides. So I'm not too worried about that. I don't know if they'll end up losing money if they reopen. That's too difficult to answer. So yeah, gold mine. Well, we're all thinking about gold. Here, have some gold chocolate. Here we are. I have some gold chocolate right here. This one, 5 pence. 5 pence? You want some pence? Nobody wants to talk about pence. I'm going to have some chocolate here. That goes well with tequila, right? I don't know. Nagarinelli, hello. Welcome to the show. Brian said we won't hear the bad happening there. It'll only look positive. That could be. Todd Taylor asks, can I tell you about the Epcot project? Well, Epcot is expanding and rebuilding itself, kind of. It looks like that is going to continue, from what I gather. The Guardians of the Galaxy ride, along with the, what was it, the Space 3000, whatever the restaurant is, that'll still happen. That'll still reopen. Ratatouille is still happening. Seems like Mary Poppins, that's not going to happen now. Seems like there's a lot of stuff that's going to get canceled at Epcot, or at least delayed for a while. So none of this has been announced, by the way. It's just they said that they're going to postpone or cancel future construction projects, and since they haven't started on the Mary Poppins thing, that seems like an easy thing to cut. And it was announced, you know, because they had Dick Van Dyke to announce it, so that was a big deal to have Dick Van Dyke there. But yeah, I don't see that one happening. The redo for Imagination, probably not going to happen for a while. Same thing with the Moana project. I'm not entirely sure if they've started construction on that. That was more of a kind of a fountain kind of garden area, so that might happen. I don't know. Then you have the main center of Epcot, and I mean, Epcot's in rough shape. You know, they wanted to get that done as quickly as possible, so it's kind of the worst timing for Epcot possible for this. So, Blake said, "I matey, 5 pence will keep me in the good graces of the bar." Which Ryan Cool joined. Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the show. We're drinking Dwayne Johnson's tequila, Teremana tequila. Teremana. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Ask Dwayne Johnson. So, Dwayne, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry. This is the most professional I can be. I feel like I'm, you know, enjoying this talk show, you know, more, but, you know, what can I say? I don't have an audience. I wonder, did anyone watch Stephen Colbert last week? Or this week, I guess, earlier? He's been doing a lot of funny things. I also really like John Oliver's episode. It ends with a big episode of cats. Not Cats the Musical or anything. It's just about cats for like 5 minutes. So. Hear that crunch? That's because the chips are fresh. So. Looks like Michael is taking pictures of the live feed and then tagging me in the photos. So this image is frozen on my laptop. Really? Going to have to reboot the thing. Why did I click on this? Oh, poor Michael. That's funny. So I'm going to write back to him. Hope you can come back. But yes, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, so if you want to watch, you are more than welcome to watch on either platform. I am going to text someone who asked me all right, so this mix, it actually is pretty good. So it needs, probably needs a little more tequila, actually. Let's add a little more tequila to it. Keep things interesting tonight. It's probably too much, but you know, we're destroying the flavor of everything at this point. Going down to Flavor Town. Oh, so what have you guys been up to? Did anyone go to any of the reopenings today in Orlando? We reopened a bunch of restaurants and everything starting, well, yesterday. Malls are reopened and everything, so. Chrissy asks, have I ever watched Never Have I Ever? Is that a movie? I've played the game, but I've never heard of the movie. I should check out the TV series Black Sails or Outlander. Game of Thrones and the pirate world. Ooh, I like that. I like pirates, so. Actually, I was just rewatching Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. That movie holds up. It really does. And it's exactly the kind of movie you need right now. So if you're bored, you got nothing to do, rewatch Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. That movie is still fantastic. So it's a Netflix show. It is new. Okay, I'll have to watch it unless you tell me not to, Chrissy. So I have a lot of shows I have to watch. So I have to add it to my list, and then I'll get to it eventually. Michael Bolton. Yeah, yeah. Jack Sparrow. Anyone remember that? Jack Sparrow, Michael Bolton, Saturday Night Live. And then also on Netflix during the Valentine's Day special. Oh, I didn't watch the Valentine's Day special this year. It's okay. It's okay. Yep. I also like the Bill Murray special they have, which is really utterly bizarre, but it's a fun special for Netflix. The acting is superb and the cast is almost completely of color. Okay, well, maybe I'll watch it. Sounds like a good show. If the acting is superb. I don't really know what shows are on Netflix right now. There's too many different ones, so. Lonely Island saved SNL. Yeah, yeah. Andy Samberg and friends. Any of you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Huh? Huh? I think Gina Linetti would be all over this, but I don't know if she does tequila. I have my bell. You know what happens when we ring the bell? We ring the bell one time, and then we speak German. Yeah, we speak German. You know what happens when we ring the bell again? We are still speaking German. Yeah, yeah. And when we ring the bell 3 times, it's Dracula. Ah, ah, ah. 4 times, it's Italian Bill Clinton. What's the come and go? And when we ring the bell 5 times, you know what that means. Bring, bring, bring. Oh, look, the phone is ringing. Oh, I have to answer a phone call. Yes, hello? Yes, sir, I was just checking in to see how you're doing. Is everything all right? Oh, everything's going good. Who is this? This is Larry. Larry! Larry! Oh, hello, Larry. How are you? I'm from room service. Larry from room service? Are you sure you're not Jerry from room service? I seem to remember someone named Jerry from room service. Yes, well, you see, I'm his cousin. Your cousin? I see, okay. So, Larry from room service, tell me, why are you calling me? Doesn't it usually work the other way around? Well, I just wanted to see if you needed anything. So, no, I'm quite good. I have my chips and salsa and tequila. That sounds like you're having a party, sir. Are you not social distancing? No, I am. I'm completely alone, except for my puppet friend here. You have a puppet friend? Yes, and a talking skeleton, who's not talking very much, actually. It's rather... we're not going to talk about Al, but yes. So what can I do you for, Larry? Well, I was going to offer you some of our specials tonight. Oh, really? Yes. What kind of specials do you have, Larry? This is actually really interesting, isn't it? What kind of specials do you have? Well, for Cinco de Mayo, we have tacos. Oh, tacos! Yes, I'd love a taco. Yes, how soon can you have a taco over here? In about 4 hours. 4 hours? Oh, I can't wait that long for a taco. That's ridiculous. Who would wait that long? 4 hours? What kind of hotel is this? Oh, I'm not in a hotel, sir. What? Why aren't you in a hotel? It's room service. Where are you calling me from? Oh, this is from prison, sir. I'm in a commissary in a prison. What? Yes, I'm doing 9 years here. 9 years in a commissary in a prison. Okay. And how do you expect to deliver the food? We have a network, sir. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to go now, if that's all right with you. That's quite fine, sir. Okay. Click. And I'm still here. Yes, of course you are. Okay. Oh, dear. Yes. The things we do on this show. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. It was special. Al, you waited an hour for tacos at T Flats. Well, Tijuana Flats. I hope they were good. I guess it's very, very busy in the prison commissary now. So. Blake said I have had too much tequila, so I guess this is to drink Bill. We get our own improv. So hey, yeah, why not have an improv show? I think that's the key to success. It's having your own improv show on whatever this is. YouTube, Facebook, however you're watching this. I don't know why you're watching. There's probably something better. I mean, it's YouTube, for God's sake. There's like a million different things to watch. You can watch Graham Stephan talk about financial stability and real estate, which, big fan, by the way. Graham, if you watch this, well done. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. There's so many things to watch on YouTube, including the other late night comedians who are probably a lot better than I am. Yeah, and they might even have sound effects. but uh, I have my own sound effects as well. Yes, so. Matt is watching. Metropolis. Wow. Are you with Megan? Hi, Megan, if you're there. They live in Seattle. Good old friends of mine. We went to college together, Megan and I. List every video on YouTube if I love it so much. Well, let's begin. First, it's really me, it's Mount. Okay, this stuff makes you sing like Dwayne Johnson songs. And next I'm going to start watching Jumanji or something, you know. I wonder when Jungle Cruise is going to come out. Do we know that? Did Jungle Cruise get delayed? I want to watch more Dwayne Johnson movies. I think this really makes you want to watch Dwayne Johnson basically do any film that he wants to. We could have a Fast and Furious marathon, but I'd need Coronas because that's what they drink in Fast and Furious, right? Maybe is that right to say you drink Coronas right now? I don't know. Unfortunate name. Yes. Michael Scott Schneider said, I froze your computer. What if I had to look at my face forever? Oh, and you missed the phone call segment too. That's okay. Maybe we'll have another phone call. What would be the chances of that happening? I said, what would be the chances of that happening? Bring, bring. Oh, look, another phone call. Let me at the phone. Bring, bring. Bring, bring. Hello? Yes, it's Larry. Larry from the prison commissary. Just checking to see how you're doing. Yes, I'm good, Larry. We've already done this bit. Why are we doing it again? Well, because we have a special now. We just ran out of tacos. Now we all eat as burritos. But they're handmade by the godson of Al Capone. Oh, really? Burritos made of Al Capone's godson? That doesn't sound right at all. Well, things aren't quite right in prison these days. I hope you understand that. Yes, I tend to find out that they're releasing a lot of people who would normally be in prison, and they're letting them back out onto the streets. Are you concerned, Larry, about that? Yes, well, I am concerned, but it's safer there than it is in the prison. Yes, well, you're trying to offer me food from your prison, and that doesn't sound good at all. So I'm not sure if I really want to deal with this right now, to be honest. Are you there, Larry? Yes, I'm here, sir. Yes, I just didn't know exactly what you wanted me to say. I wanted you to say that you're not going to call me again. I can't say that, sir. Why not? That would be a lie. You wouldn't. You're telling me right now it's a lie. Okay, so I can expect you to call. Eventually, sir. Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye now. Goodbye, Larry. I'm still here. Okay, yes, of course you are. Anyway, now you know that we have Larry. And he calls us every so often from the prison commissary, which is not to be confused with room service or Jerry, which are probably trademarks of CBS. They care. If you're just joining in or you don't understand these references, you should watch some old episodes of Craig Ferguson. The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, really great show. So that's pretty much this entire show is a ripoff of that. Except that for some reason, I have San Francisco in the background, like Conan O'Brien with a big moon. And Conan's actually LA, but there's still a big moon, so, you know, whatever. Who's watching this? Michael Scott Schneider says, next summer, you think? Next summer? That will be Dwayne Johnson doing the Jungle Cruise? Oh, that'd be good. Brian Goldstein says, my favorite Dwayne Johnson movie is Mother Nature. Oh, that's a reference to the disaster ride. And I mean disaster the ride, you're welcome, not the ride that is a disaster known as Fast and Furious Supercharged. Ooh, too soon? Too soon? To be fair, that ride is not bad if you don't wait for it. It's just the pre-shows that really slow it down. It's true. What am I going to say to that? I never saw Central Intelligence. Let's see. Brian says, is that why they now have a show? They let me out. They let me out of prison? I've never been locked in prison. Danny Bauer, welcome to the show. Hope you're enjoying whatever this is. Hannah Wink, welcome to the show as well. Hope you're doing well. It's been a long time since the days of the BLT. Michael Snyder says, except Craig was very, very talented. Yes, he was. And I am learning. I am learning as slowly as humanly possible. And paid well, but, well, paid well. You should see what I'm getting paid. I wish I could see what I'm getting paid. I said I wish I could see what I'm getting paid. Do I have no sound effect for that? I feel like I should. Don't I have anything like a drum or something? I don't know. Clearly, I don't have anything for that. Crickets. I have crickets. Well, my jokes aren't very good, I suppose. Oh, now we get it. Okay, fine. If Universal opened tomorrow, but the only ride you could go on was Fast and Furious, would I still go? No. No, I don't think I would. Maybe I'd go, but just to walk around the park. I don't really care if I go on the rides. I just would want to walk around. I'd keep myself away from everyone. I would social distance. I would just go there just for a nice walk around the lagoon a few times. I actually really like that park. Yeah. I'd probably call Bill Davis and say, hey, you want to take a walk around the lagoon? And if he said yes, then great, he'd join me. If not, then I would still probably go for a walk around the lagoon. You know, it's a nice lagoon. It really is. Blake says, Central Intelligence is great. It stars The Rock and Kevin Hart. Reminded me of a more comedic version of the movie Night and Day. I will watch Central Intelligence then. So that would be cool. Megan Milliken joined. Hey, Megan, how are you? Hope you're doing well. It's been a crazy thing. We are drinking Dwayne Johnson's tequila tonight. So, highly recommended, by the way. It's really good. I'm not being paid by Dwayne Johnson's company or anything. It's actually a good tequila, so definitely have some of that. Do I think Halloween Horror Nights will be a thing this year? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. If anything, it might be even creepier if they do social distancing, one person at a time through the house. Ooh, on your own. I mean, they could do it like one party at a time and tell you to, stay 6 feet away from each other. I think that'd be really cool. But you'd have to have a lot more mazes for that to happen. You'd probably have to, have like something ridiculous, like 24 different mazes. If you're from Florida, we call them houses. If you're from California, they're called mazes. Why? No one knows. It is a tradition. And if you're from Chicago, we have the cornfield mazes, and then you have haunted houses that have mazes inside them. So I don't really know. Brian said, can't walk around, enter the back gate, go straight into the ride, and then shuffled back out. No, I'm not doing that, Brian. No. And why would they do that? This is really hypothetical. Like, I don't know why a park would operate that way. Blake said, are there any rides that were torn down or changed that made me upset? At Universal? I kind of miss Jaws, actually, and, well, Confrontation. I miss the original Confrontation more than I think any other attraction at Universal. That was an amazing, amazing ride, and I understand why it had to go. I'm not arguing that at all. I just miss it, and I'm not saying it should come back. It's a ride that I personally miss. I'm really happy we still have E.T. at Universal, and I mean, there are times I miss Jaws, but in reality, I can go to Tokyo, not Tokyo. I can go to Osaka and do Jaws. So as long as Jaws still exists somewhere in one of the Universal parks, I'll be okay with that. But it's the very last E.T. that we have, so I hope that E.T. stays, for good. I actually found an ET scent. You can go to etscent.com, ETSCENT. And that type of candle or the room spray, it actually smells really close to the smell when you walk inside the queue for ET. It's the only one I've found. There's a ton of other ones on Etsy. They claim to smell like a ride and everything. It's all garbage. No, the etscent.com, they understand us theme park people. Those scents are real. They have the ET one, which I've tried. They also make one that's kind of the damp flume, which is supposed to be similar to the smell like on Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland or Splash Mountain. I haven't tried that one myself, but it's gotten good reviews. So since I trust the ET scent that they sell, I probably would trust that as well. Social distancing in a horror night house, probably not a thing. It should be. Brian, you can have as many characters as you want as long as they're wearing masks. Blake said, why did the ride Confrontation have to go? Confrontation had to go specifically because they were having issues, from what I understand, with the integrity of the roof of the building. The way that ride system worked, it was actually a upside-down forklift that was hanging from a track. So the actual ride vehicle is here, attached to kind of a scissor, not a forklift, the scissor lift. And the scissor lift would allow the vehicle to go up and down and extend. And then it was all being supported by a track on the building. And supposedly there was a lot of stress on the actual building, and it would have to go eventually. So I don't know how true that is. That's kind of more of an urban legend, urban myth kind of thing, but so the legend says, and so it had to go. And also, I mean, Universal didn't have a lot at that time, so they needed a big building to put the Mummy ride. It was a lot more popular when it first opened anyway, so. Michael Scott Schneider says theme parks just don't work with social distancing. Disney and Universal are in PR disasters if they aren't careful. I actually kind of agree with that. You have to be really careful with this, and theme parks aren't designed for this. You don't want to have to wear a mask in a park. People will, but it's not a great solution. It won't feel the same. Brian said it's about physical contact. Well, characters can come at you from behind glass, I don't know, or plexiglass. That'll be okay. Brian says, do not correct the professor on his own show. Oh, I'm not a professor here. I'm just me. I only play a professor at UCF. Here, I'm just Bill. This is just YouTube. Or Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook. John Lovely joined. Hey, John, how are you? Brian, you will not need to sanitize between groups. That's not necessary. There's no logic in doing that at all. You'll still sanitize, have someone come through with the fogger, the electrostatic foggers, have them come through, every half hour or so or whatnot. You're not touching anything inside a house. No, there's no reason for that, Brian. John Lovely, good in you. Well, yes, I'm good. I'm hanging in here. We are drinking Dwayne Johnson's tequila tonight. Have some chips and salsa. I don't know if you can reach them through whatever you're watching, but I'm having guests. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, just let me know. You can send me a message on Facebook with your phone number. As long as you have FaceTime or Skype or something like that, we can have you a guest, and we can set it up, actually. We can do it live. Brian says, Horror Nights houses are all touch. They don't have to be. You can build a house or maze so it's not all touch. So, no, I disagree with that. Predicting the Haunted Mansion will be the most popular attraction when opening back up since Happy Haunts and all. I don't understand that. I mean, you could build an archway in, like, right after people get off the Haunted Mansion at the exit. You could build an archway right there, and the vehicles could go through that, and you have a bunch of automatic electrostatic guns that, fog the vehicles. Then you have a clean vehicle for every single person. That would be a really good way to sanitize everything. For a ride like Haunted Mansion, where you have separate load and unload stations, that would work out really well. Yeah, that's probably how they should do it. Because electrostatic cleaning guns, they clean everything, you know, pretty quickly. I mean, it dries within like 30 seconds or something, so. Hi, Kate. Welcome to the show. We're having chips. We're drinking Dwayne Johnson's tequila. Chips and salsa. I'm drinking my margarita. Yes, exactly, Blake. Like a ride vehicle car wash. But you use electrostatic guns. So. I am getting word that we're having some choppy issues. There's not a whole lot I can do that to fix, I'm afraid, so I'm sorry about that. Nope, we should be doing okay now. So we were dropping some frames there. If we dropped for a second, I apologize for that, but we should be okay. So. Water-based rides. So, according to the CDC, there is no logical reason to close a pool or any water-based attraction as long as it's chlorinated. That should actually kill any virus that's in the water, any contamination. There's no reason to close that. The reason that if you happen to be somewhere and your local pool is closed or your hot tub or whatnot, it's because there's a high risk of people not social distancing there. It's nothing more than that. That is per the CDC. So if you take that logic and apply it toward a water ride, like let's say Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, for example, as long as you only had, you know, one group per log, and then the logs could be, you know, go through the electrostatic treatment, you know, between the load and unload, because there's room to do that there. That probably could reopen. There's no reason that it can't, as long as the water is being treated. Now, I don't know how clean the water is, but as long as it's chlorinated enough, it should be okay. Yeah, there's no reason that should be a problem there. Where's the train whistle? Oh, that's right. We haven't done the train whistle in a while. Where is my train whistle? We're gonna have to do the train whistle another day, Brian. I don't see it here. I've lost my train whistle. I do have my captain hat, though. Arr. Hold on, I need my pipe. Arr. How be COVID-19 doing today? No? Okay then. Whoa. My hair is like crazy after I wear a hat. I shouldn't wear hats on this show. That's not a good idea. But yes, no train whistle. Sorry. Do I have a whistle over here? That's as good as it's gonna get. Sorry. No whistle. That's the thumbnail. Bill the boat captain. Well, now you've gotten that far in the show where now there's been a boat captain. So I hope you weren't disappointed. No, the thumbnail should actually be Dwayne Johnson's tequila, which is awesome. I'm going to try to lower the lighting just for a split second here. And that way we will get a good shot of Dwayne Johnson's tequila. Maybe. Can we see that? No, that didn't. Oh, there we go. There we go. Maybe? Teremana Tequila. All right. Well, we tried. I'm going to put the lighting back because I don't look good in this light. There we are. But yes, thank you for that. I'm so happy that I'll have a good thumbnail for the video now. Michael Scott Schneider says, people don't social distance. Some Trumpsters are being aggressive about getting on top of people in stores and other locales. The parks are going to have nightmares. They haven't really thought the reopening through. Well, that's why they're testing it in China first. They're going to see how well it goes over there. Then maybe at the same time they test it over there, they'll also test it here. It's something like City Walk or Disney Springs. And see how it goes there. And if it doesn't go well, then the parks don't reopen. If it goes well, then they do, but it's really limited, so we'll see. Amy and Carl McKay. Hey, guys! How are you doing? Hey, I need a Disney Plus show, and I have Dwayne Johnson's Tequila. Is that okay? I mean, it can't be any worse than Jeff Goldblum's episode. He did tattoos. I can do tequila, right? No, honestly, Amy and Carl, I hope you're doing well. I am just enjoying my Cinco de Mayo celebration here, having some salsa and chips and drinking tequila and margaritas. Yes, Brian, it's the lighting's fault. Definitely the lighting. So, now as many of you know, if you've seen my show before, when I finish my drink, that's generally when we're getting to the end of the show, so. We're getting close. We're getting close to the end. Yeah, Michael, we already talked about how different China is. You have to, I think it was in the part of the show that you weren't able to watch. So after this is done, you'll rewind and watch that part. But that's why they test it there first, and then they test it out here after that, and then it goes forward after that. So, yeah. Oh, right. So, any questions before we go? This is like the final lightning round before I finish my margarita. So, last chance, guys. Last chance for some questions. We take the questions on Facebook or on YouTube. Wherever you'd like to ask a question. Please don't, call me or something, though, because I can't answer that right now. How did I make my drink? Well, I have Dwayne Johnson's Teremana Tequila. That's the first main ingredient. Then in a margarita, you can do it Archer style, or you can do it regular style, or you can get one of those pre-mixed margarita mixes. Don't use sour mix, that's just wrong. A lot of people add in, different ingredients to make their own version. I've seen people put in grapefruit juice and everything else, but generally you just want to use lime juice. So I'd say if you want it to be really strong, do 3 ounces, otherwise like 2 ounces of your tequila. You do about an ounce of lime juice, an ounce of triple sec, or whatever you have that'll work. And then trying to think if there's anything else. Sometimes you put in some simple syrup. I've seen people put in grapefruit juice. I think I already said that. Then you put that in a shaker with ice. You're going to shake it. Don't stir it. And then you pour it in the glass and you garnish with your lime. So salt or sugar around the rim, depending on your preference. So no, it was not. It was not, Blake. But if you're looking for a decent pre-made margarita mix, there's something, it's like Zip Zap or something. It's like, I forget the name of it, but it starts with 2 Z's. And they're known for their Bloody Mary mix, which is actually pretty good. But they make a margarita mix that's pretty good too. But just don't use sour mix. They're always a little sweeter though when you get the mixes. And tequila is not supposed to be that sweet to begin with. So. Favorite Disney bar and why is it Trader Sam's? You know, actually, my favorite Disney bar is not Trader Sam's. It is the Tambu Lounge at the Polynesian. I have been going to the Tambu Lounge since I was yay high. That is a wonderful, wonderful place. The bartenders, and it's the people. It's the people there. If you are familiar with the Tambu Lounge today, there are some bartenders that you will see that are absolutely wonderful. Francisco, John, and Walter are my three favorite go-to guys that are there. They're all excellent bartenders. So shout out to them. There are a couple servers there that are fantastic. A couple actually went back to Hawaii or wherever they, wanted to retire. Mahina was my favorite server there for a long time. I also had Sandy, and she was wonderful too, but Mahina was the one I knew a little bit better. And I think she moved back to Maui. And the cool thing about the Polynesian is a lot of the servers at the restaurants there, they used to work in the old Polynesian Review show. Before it was Spirit Aloha, they had the Polynesian Review, and that was a really good show. And a lot of people that work at the Polynesian, they used to be in that show. So Mahina was actually one of the old dancers in the show. I just know a lot of people at the Polynesian. I love the Polynesian, so. But yeah, at Walt Disney World, it's the Tambu Lounge. So there you go. China has testing and tracing as well. We don't. Hope you mentioned that. Tracing, no. Testing, yes. And the testing for immunity doesn't really exist in a way that's reliable right now. So until we get to a point where they can really do good contract tracing and good antibody tests, we're never going to get rid of this thing. So it's going to be a while. But you're right about the idea that everyone has a little barcode on their phone to make sure that you're clear, you get your temperature taken all the time, all that kind of stuff. So they're watching people, but no, it's not the level that they would like you to believe. But that's China. They want you to believe that it's a lot safer than it is sometimes. But I would still go to China right now, honestly. I think I would be, I don't necessarily want to say safer, but I would feel comfortable going to China right now. I would be very happy to do that. So, Brian said he doesn't understand testing social programs in different cultures yield. No, I absolutely do understand that, Brian, but you're not thinking big picture, which is a big problem. Ron Schneider said Zing Zang. Yes, that's it. That mix is actually pretty good. Little sweet, but it's a pretty good mix. So if you're going to go for a pre-bought, pre-mixed margarita mix, that's what I would go for. The Tambu Lounge is located on the monorail level of the Great Ceremonial House in the Polynesian. It is right next to the entrance to Ohana. And it actually used to be one of the rooms of Ohana on the right entire side. They shrunk it and brought it out into the lobby area. So, but yeah, that's where it is. Point is, you can't get in the app without saying you are healthy. Yes, that is true. You do need the app to say that you're healthy. And the barcode continually changes and everything. When you go to China, you have a 2-week mandatory quarantine. They control the quarantine. It is not, like a voluntary quarantine. Like, I agree to quarantine myself, and then you don't. No. It's a serious quarantine, which is what a quarantine should be. They basically lock you in your apartment if you have an apartment already. It used to be a physical lock. Now they just kind of put a seal on your door in China. And there's a sensor and a camera, and they know if you leave. And if you want to, open your door for some reason, say you want to get delivery, you're allowed to do that. You just have to call your building manager wherever you live and say, hey, I'm going to open my door. I'm just opening it to get delivery. And then they kind of monitor the whole thing when the food is delivered, and then your door opens and you're okay and everything. If you don't do that and you just open up the door, the police are alerted in China and then they go and get you. So there's a much different culture there. But yeah. I don't know if Americans would be okay with that level of a lockdown where you're actually physically locked in your own environment, and if you go out, then the police come immediately. I don't think that that's the same here. I would be afraid of the food in China, Michael says. I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting used to different types of food, so we'll see. There's always McDonald's, right? McDonald's is everywhere, and I guess Starbucks is now too. So, do I think manufacturing from Disney side will be moved elsewhere or stateside due to the virus? Too many different different things that could affect that. So I can't answer that question. I know that the cost would be much more expensive to manufacture goods inside the United States than they would be for a lot of the places where Disney gets its merchandise from. So I don't see a reason to really manufacture it in the United States. I mean, it's not something that's going to last. When merchandise is created, it gets shipped. It ends up on a container ship for 2 weeks. The virus can't last that long on any surface, no matter what the surface is. It does not survive for 2 weeks inside a container. So by the time it arrives in the United States, the merchandise is virus-free. So I don't see any reason to manufacture the merchandise inside the United States. But whether Disney will try to do that or not, there's too many things at play that would change that. A lot of tariffs that could happen and things. So. Brian says, no, I think fourth dimensional thinking. That's a whole nother story. Dan France joined. Hey, Jan, how are you doing? I hope things are okay for you. I guess you're not on a ship right now or anything? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear where you are. Blake said, is Chinese food called Chinese food in China, or would you just say the entree or food type you want? I can tell you that in Hong Kong Chinese food is very much kind of like what British Chinese food is. There are different versions of Chinese food no matter where you go. Chinese food in the United States is strangely linked to tiki culture. There's a whole book on all that. But if you want to learn about that and Trader Vic's and how there were unique circumstances that allowed you as someone from China to open a restaurant in the United States. That was your only way into the country. But you had to substitute the ingredients that you were used to for what was available in the U.S., so the food kind of completely changed itself. But Trader Vic's had the first crab rangoons, or at the Trader Vic's in Oakland, California. So there's a lot of strange things there. But Chinese food, American Chinese food, it's not completely made up, but the ingredients that are in it are kind of not the same as what you'd find in China. And that's just in Hong Kong from my experience. And British Chinese food kind of comes from everywhere that the Brits went to, so a little bit different over there. So, but to answer your question, no, you're just ordering food. It's very much like it is here. The McDonald's in Hong Kong was amazing. I mean, it was fantastic. So, but again, Hong Kong is not mainland China either, so that's important to remember too. Arlene Snyder joined. Hi, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I think Americans' experience lockdowns would depend on how high their high school years went. Some of us are getting locked in or out our lockers and finding ways of getting out. You got locked in your locker? Blake, that is horrible. Who locked you in your locker? Oh, man. Bullying is horrible, isn't it? Michael Scott Schneider said Chinese food in China is not called that any more than American food here. It's delicious if you know what you're eating, but it is not. Yeah, that's exactly right. So, well, anyway, I'm almost done with this. Last chance, last call. We didn't finish all the chips and salsa, but I don't go by finishing the food. I go by finishing the drinks. Wait, Blake, is your entire high school experience based on the fictional telling of Old School? It's very sad. Brian, I don't think I got your question about Carol Baskin. I don't think that came through. What did you ask about that? Haha, 90s teen 90s comedy. Teen 90s comedy. Would that be Clarissa Explains It All? Or maybe All That? Kenan Thompson, still on TV, even from our youth, all the way till now. Isn't that crazy? Same type of show, too. Do I think she killed her? I don't know anything about that at all. I have no idea, Brian. Wait, are you talking about the Tiger King woman? I got nothing. I don't watch that show. So, not a clue. All right. I got about one more sip, and then the show is over, so. She fed him to a tiger. I got nothing. Probably need more tequila if I'm going to talk about that. Why not? One last shot before the show's over. I'm just not going to pour very much, though.